Hey guys, Shikara here, and today we're going to do another little bard talk video, this time talking about taking advantage of your burn. So one thing I noticed that a lot of bards don't do, that they should do more often, is burning on raids and sometimes using your burn in groups with time if the situation is needed. So a lot of people don't realize how good bard burn is, and I'm going to show you here real quick. So we got a couple mobs here. I'm going to pull another one. We got a couple mobs fighting us, and our main burn tool right now, and we'll get more as the expansions unlock, but right now our main burn tool is this Denon's Desperate Dirge. And it's a targeted AE, hits up to 5 creatures, and it does about 635 base damage. This translates into a lot more once you get mods, so I have all the singing mods available right now, and if you use Pure Tone, you'll max out your singing mod. So if you don't have all the singing mods, when you burn, make sure you might want to pop Pure Tone if you have it up. So let's see how much this does. We're going to go ahead and cast it on these mobs. And alright, they all died. So that hit for about 2.5k. Alright, and so 2.5k, when you're talking about mitigation mobs, is going to come out to something like 2100 or 2300 in the PoP era. If it crits, you're going to see on regular mobs that it's going to crit for nearly 8k, about 7.1 on your mitigation mobs. So very, very powerful nuke. The big drawback to it is that it is 800 mana. And 800 mana is a lot of mana, so you're not going to be able to just, chain these. If you had any kind of dreams of becoming a wizard, no, we're still not going to be doing wizard level damage. But for a short-term DPS is a really great option, and it is the most DPS you can do with any one action, right? So I could take 3 seconds, I could sing Rizlona's, right, give my group a buff. I could take 3 seconds, sing Warsong Zek. I could take 3 seconds, sing a dot. Nothing is going to come out to the damage that Dirge does for those 3 seconds you're casting. So casting Dirge is going to be the most DPS efficient thing you can do with your time. Now, it's not sustainable, so you want to do it during phases of fights where you need damage quickly. So bards are really good at helping out for these phases when you need damage quickly, like maybe at the later half of a Rylos fight when he's, chunking your tank and hitting his flurries, or maybe at the end of a Terrace Thule or Siren fight when you have all those ads that you don't want to have to bother killing. These are all great opportunities to use your burn. So if you think about how to make your burn efficient, what I've done here is I've said, see here, a little burn macro. And so basically what this macro does is I hit /stop song, so it stops the melody I'm currently singing. I do one song of my top slot, which is usually going to be Rizlona's, because since burn isn't sustained damage, I don't want to drop any of my ADPS off if I don't have to. So making a burn macro where I keep Rizlona's up because it's basically one of the best ADPS songs. You can sing for your group, and then hit with the dirges. If I'm singing dots, I might replace some of those burns with dots. Right. This macro here is not by any means set in stone. I will change this up depending on what I got going. Right. I may only do 2 dirges and a dot. What you got to balance out is your burn window. So you have so much time before the burn phase is over, and you want to get as much damage in as possible, right? So you want to get it to where you're using the most amount of mana with dropping off the least amount of ADPS. And so dots and Rizlona's are probably some of the best ADPS out there, so you don't want to drop those off too much. But still, Dirge is always going to override those kinds of things. So if you do have to drop it, it's not the biggest deal, but you want to avoid it if you have to. If you're not singing any dots, maybe some other bards have those debuffs covered and you kind of have an open melody, then by all means, this Rizlona's and 3 dirge is your go-to. But most of the time, you might not be able to do 3 dirges in the melody. If you look at it from a time perspective, if you do double dirge, it's going to probably, with my mana pool, I got nearly an 8k mana pool. I think I'll probably have 8k if I had buffs up. But nearly an 8k mana pool, and so that's going to be 10 dirges, doing 2 dirges for each melody cycle. That means it's going to take me 5 melody cycles, and each melody cycle is 12 seconds. So 5 times 12 is 60 seconds. That's a minute. Most fights only last like a minute to a minute and a half, with the burn phase only being about 30 seconds. So I'm probably only going to be able to dump half my mana pool with double dirge um, burn phase, which isn't bad because usually in a raid there's more than one fight to go through. So um, make sure, right, that you're taking advantage of this, because this is a lot of damage potential that a lot of bards miss out on, and it's significant damage in the long term for a raid setting. Sometimes you don't have to burn a boss necessarily. You might get more out of your burn macro if you burn, say, a pack of ads, right? Some bosses spawn packs of ads that you want to get down. Like I can think like the Rallis fight's a big one for that. Pack of ads spawns, hit your dirge macro, let it run maybe once or twice, turn it off. The ads will probably be dead by then. Go get back on Rallos, and you'll have helped out your raid a whole lot that way. So I just wanted to talk about this because I think it's something that is very underutilized by bards right now, and they don't realize how much damage uh, they just kind of discount by not thinking about using all their tools. So make sure you're burning. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next little talk. Hope this was enlightening and you learned a little something from it. See you next time.